9:30 this evening. Mandy, Henry, you'd like to start?
Morning, Ollie.
Morning.
Morning. You're fighting, of course, for top four. Villa fighting for survival. So where do the biggest threats come from in this Villa side?
I think they've shown since the lockdown that they can hold their own. They've been tight games. All of the games they've had, you can see they've clearly worked on their shape, and their counterattacks are one of the most powerful ones in the league. They spring quickly, so you got to be ready for that. And set plays, good delivery, and some good first contact players, big size, and of course there's some individual players there.
David De Gea is about to overtake Peter Schmeichel in terms of his appearances for Manchester United. Having watched him from afar, Ollie, and now obviously working with him, firstly, did you think he'd develop into the keeper we see today? And secondly, is that loyalty becoming more rare in football in 9 years at the moment at the club?
Yeah, David's, as you say, he's had some fantastic seasons here now. Next year is his 10th. And I think he's proven Eric Steele right, that we believed in him. He had a little bit of a tough ride early on with the physicality of football in England, but for me, he's been the best goalkeeper in the world over the last 9-10 years. And just to work with him closely, you see he's still keen to learn. He's still working hard. Richard coming in with Craig as the coaches, I think they've reignited a little bit of spark in David, and he's working really hard in training.
Morning, Ollie. Morning, Ollie. Jack Grealish was the standout player when you guys played at Old Trafford. Is he going to be the main threat again? And just how impressed have you been by him? Because he seems to have really kicked on since his last spell in the Premier League.
Well, I think last game, they caused us some problems. Both Grealish off the left and El Ghazi off the right caused us problems. He scored a fantastic goal. There's been lots of said and talked about him, and we need to be aware of him. Whoever's close to him, if he's off the left or if he's in the middle on the right, what he does is attract players to him and create space for others. So there's not just one player in that Villa team. There's many of them.
Obviously, Victor Lindelof might miss the game. You suggest as much with the back injury, but you've stuck to the same 11 for 3 league games in a row now. You yourself in your playing days had to put up with time on the bench. How do you keep the squad happy when they're all going to be chomping at the bit even more than usual, given the break in play and that some of them may not have played for 3 or 4 months?
Well, there's not many that hasn't played in the last 2 weeks. There's so many games now, and so they all know they're fit. They all know they're available. They all know that they're valued, and they're going to be important for us. If it's coming on for half an hour, starting this time, maybe 45 minutes. So not an issue. There's so many things to play for: trophies, FA Cup, and Europa League, but also the top 3 or 4 positions in the league as well. So players are, the culture, the group is very tight knitted, and they know that they've got a part to play.
Ollie, you gave Nemanja Matic quite a long contract this week. Scott McTominay was one of the kind of standout players before lockdown. Can McTominay learn from him, because he might feel a little bit disappointed that he's not been playing or not starting games recently?
Yeah, I think Scott obviously is still a young boy. He's 7 or 8 years younger than Nemanja. And I think Nemanja's been on record saying how much he rates Scott and how much he can see almost himself in him. So the two of them can bounce off each other. I think it's never easy. I remember there's so many times I've said to Nemanja, I'm going to play Scott today, and he accepts it because Scott is, he really rates him. Then I speak to Scott, I'm going to start Nemanja today, and he really rates him as well. So they accept it. Of course, they can play together. So, and I'm sure Scotty will learn a lot from Nemanja. He's the attributes he's got, but also the way he's gone about this job in the Nemanja the last few seasons at the club they've been great.
And just in terms of where you are in the league, with Leicester drawing last night, now if you win all your remaining games, you will get into the top 4. Do you think you will need to win all your games? Is that what you are anticipating?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Of course, you never know what's going to happen, but I think it looks like, obviously,